$50,000. Apply online and get a decision right away. Withdraw funds when you need them without reapplying. Cabbage has supported over 100,000 small businesses. Get started at cabbage.com/gametime or 888-CABBAGE. That's Cabbage.
Defenseman Susi, then
Some guys who can make plays out here.
Talking about how to teach young
14-6. Oh, Iowa Wild.
big right by Warner.
Hi, this is Luke Conant, forward for the Iowa Wild.
It's a hat trick for Luke Conant.
Let's head back to the ice for the play-by-play of today's game. Here's Joe O'Donnell.
And welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena. Joe O'Donnell back here with you. Wild from right to left on your radio dial in the opening period, wearing their white sweaters tonight. The Ice Hogs from left to right in their road red uniforms. Each team's played 6 games. The Wild 2-4-0-0. The Ice Hogs leading the Central Division and the Western Conference, 5 wins in 6 tries. Nicholas Svedberg in net for the Wild. J.F. Berube between the pipes for the Ice Hogs. As Rockford starts it over the line, a shot by Acapelli, gloved by Svedberg, and now Cal O'Reilly pushing the pace for the Wild. Swung it off left side for Kyle Rao. A goal in 2 straight to start his Wild career. And the Wild work it in. Ice Hogs try and break it out through center ice. Good play by O'Reilly in the neutral zone, slowing down the red jerseys for a moment. Now Victor Svedberg, no relation to the Wild netminder, the big 6'9" defenseman for the visitors, will chuck it in, and the Wild will break it out from right to left. With Brennan Manel cruising one out to center ice. 40 seconds played in the first, no score. Each team has already made a line change. As Rockford controls, they'll slice it rink wide and out the center, driving it back the other direction, Carson Susi. And now Colton Beck. Beck has a goal in 4 straight games. That ties a Wild franchise record. Left wing corner, he's got it in the offensive zone. To the blue line for Susi. Took a look, slapped it back down low, reaching and grabbing it, Pat Cannoni. Cannoni gave it to the activating defenseman Susi, then touched off for Beck, and behind the net it comes. Wild controlling here, Beck left circle, score! "70 seconds in, Colton Beck has scored for the 5th straight game. That's a franchise record. And the Wild on their first shot have taken a 1-0 lead. Beck took a pass at the bottom of the left circle. Came off the tape of Zach Mitchell, that feed. Beck stopped it, snapped it through a bit of a screen. Berube hardly flinched. It beat him far post. And Colton Beck with his team leading 5th of the year. Mitchell and Cannoni, the helpers, are back to live action. Our referees tonight, Kenny Anderson and Tyler Pudafant. Nathan Stanton and Justin Hedlund are your linesmen. Ice Hogs control right point. Luke Snuggerud curling this puck off. Anthony Lewis with a wrister, blocked by the shin pads of Ryan Malone. Now Sam Annis in his first shift of the season. Coming off a 12-goal campaign for Annis. 12 goals, 16 assists last year in his rookie campaign out of Quinnipiac. Ryan Malone in on the forecheck for the Wild right wing side. Touches it around the dasher. Jerry Mayhew overskated. Andreas Martinson will pick it up and move it ahead for Anthony Lewis. Off on the left wing side, a big drive by Victor Svedberg whistled wide. And the Wild now back defending over the left shoulder of Nicholas Svedberg, their netminder. Wild with an early 1-0 lead here. Each team with a shot so far is Sealer, Headmans, right side Mayhew. Cross ice dish for the weak side D. Brendan Manello gaps up, overskated for a moment, got it back, and now helping him out, Kyle Bonus, in his Wild debut, his first shift wearing sweater number 10. Just as I say that, he hustles off for a change. Chase Lang stays out on the forecheck to finish his hit. And now it's the Ice Hogs to break it out. A stretch pass goes too far for its intended target. Now was Alexander Fortin trying to chase it down. The Wild swing it back the other direction, and with almost 3 minutes played in the first, they'll try and dig it free deep in the Ice Hogs' end. Rockford coming ahead. Aerial feed for Acapelli, knocked down. That would have drawn Rockford offside as Alex Grant takes over. Smashed it up ice. Rao couldn't gather. Rockford looking to counter. O'Reilly slowed his man down for a moment. Now Rao at center ice, picks up the loose puck, finds his way to the red line, and chips it in. A little bit more than 3 minutes played in the first. Rao on the forecheck trying to hunt it down. He'll come away with it left wing side. A cross ice pass. Found its way through at the last moment after trickling off an Ice Hogs defender. And before Christoph Birchie could pull the trigger, J.F. Berube found the loose change and jumped on top of it. 3:20 expired. Wild in front 1-0. Joe O'Donnell here with you from Wells Fargo Arena, reminding you the Wild hockey tonight, as always, presented by our season presenting sponsor, Mercy Medical Center. Mercy Medical Center, live up. Draw to the left of Berube. Wild win it back. No control. It's Colton Beck, right wing side. Slicing one through the goal crease. Nobody home. Hunter Warner will activate. Warner was healthy scratch Saturday. Zach Mitchell healthy scratch for the Wild tonight. Or excuse me, Zach Palmquist as far as defensemen go. As the Ice Hogs come ahead, Snuggerud dealt it out left wing side. Was hoping for a return pass. It never got there. Battle for deep in the Wild zone. Good! Check by Warner into the end glass. As a point shot was blocked out in front. Warner there flattening Matthew Highmore. Warner right wing side, slipped past the man momentarily, and then Beck followed it up, guiding this puck out the center. Ice Hogs have it with Carl Dahlstrom, throwing one towards the back post. It's grabbed by Luke Johnson, whose sharp angle wrister is trapped by Svedberg. And he hangs on with 15:54 to go in the opening period. Ice Hogs, during their current 3-game winning streak, 14 goals scored, just 4 allowed. They pitched the shutout Sunday, keeping Hershey to just 23 shots, winning it 5-0. Berube, getting that win, became the first AHL goaltender this year with more than one shutout. The man opposing him, Wild's Nicholas Svedberg, had a shutout back on October 13th, the night before these two teams played in Rockford. Ice Hogs eventually won that game 7-4, firing 21 first-period shots. And although Rockford trailed 1-0 in that game, despite that flurry of chances in the first, Ice Hogs eventually took a 2-1 lead into the first intermission. It was 4-4 after 2. Rockford got 3 in the third, including 2 empty netters. Neutral ice face-off, Wild from right to left here in the first. 15:33 to play in period 1. Iowa with the game's only goals, a rocket drive from center ice. Svedberg on Svedberg there. Victor drove it in, and Nicholas paddled it away with his right arm. Rockford regroups now at center with Vinny Hinostroza. Hinostroza's got a 5-game point streak. Back-to-back multi-point games for the former Notre Dame star. Ice Hogs deep in their own zone. Running in some trouble, Mayhew with a good physical play down below the goal line. Hinostroza leans in. Bonus dug it free. Lang with a shot. And that's in the belly of Berube, and he gets a halt to play with 5:01 expired in the first. Scratches for each team. For the Wild scratch, as I mentioned, defenseman Zach Palmquist. Also out of the Wild lineup, Dante Salaturo, Evan Jansen, and Mario Lucia. So 4 healthy scratches for the Wild, 1 defenseman, 3 forwards. Luke Hunt and Landon Ferraro still up in the NHL. And Steve Michalek again sent the Rapid City of the ECHL yesterday with defenseman Matt Cato. For the Ice Hogs, as a diving effort by Susi goes errant. Look out, Rockford's going to get to this puck. Martinson spinning right circle, fed one in front, and Svedberg came across, made the save, and then he had to stop a rebound chance from in tight as well. Scrambly sequence here at the blue paint. Couple of stops by Svedberg, and the puck ricocheted somehow just wide of the cage, and Birchie will handle it for the Wild. Birchie turned it over Martinson. Now Alex Grant to Carson Soucy, who peeled past the check and headmans. Birchie will dish it out left side for Kyle Rao. Rao curling one towards the low portion of the Ice Hawk slot. But the red sweaters there ahead of Birchie, his intended target. Now a near giveaway by Rockford. They'll just poke it out to center ice, and Ryan Murphy hooks back. His pass in stride for Cal O'Reilly, whose dump in was blocked. Zach Radish, the young defenseman, takes over. He dropped it off. Acapelli with a shot, and Svedberg answering that with his right arm. Anthony Lewis now for the visiting Ice Hawks. Down low for David Kemp. Kemp spent the last 3 years in his native Czech Republic playing professionally. And we're 7 in red if you're with us tonight on AHLLive.com. Acapelli in the slot. Had his chance blocked by Rao. Wild bench appreciating that effort. As this puck comes out to the neutral zone, Dahlstrom will ratchet it back in. Stomping with his goal stick is Svedberg, and now Murphy will try and headman. That's cut off at center by Snuggerud and dished along immediately for Peltier. He had his pocket picked, and the Wild D are on it. It's Ryan Murphy left side. Murphy curls, spins back, and then angles it off for Hunter Warner. Warner powered it off the right wing boards. A bouncing puck that's chased down by Mitchell. Mitchell smacked it behind the Ice Hogs net for Colton Beck. Beck has a man at the blue line. Sealer will use him. Left point. Sealer trickling it off the boards. It's grabbed by Pat Cannoni. Cannoni centering. Beck with a shot! And a glove save by Berube, flashing the leather and hanging on. Promotional timeout on the ice. Shots 5-3 Rockford. But it's 1-0 Wild. 13-12 to go in the first when we come back on 1460 KXNO.
Wild fans looking for the best airport parking? Located across the street from the Des Moines International Airport at 5921 Fleur Drive, Jet Parking offers a secure lot, complimentary shuttle, and outstanding customer service. They're fast, reliable, and locally owned. With affordable rates and more than 150 parking spots, you won't find a better airport parking option. Jet Parking is a proud partner of the Iowa Wild. So the next time you're headed to the airport, park where the Iowa Wild park. Visit their website today at jetparkinglot.com.
Hi, this is Tiki Barber. My football career taught me the importance of being prepared for game time. And now that I own multiple businesses, being prepared means having capital when I need it. That's where Cabbage comes in with flexible lines of credit of up to $150,000. Apply online and get a decision right away. Withdraw funds when you need them without reapplying. Cabbage has supported over 100,000 small businesses. Get started at Cabbage.com/gametime or 888-CABBAGE. That's Cabbage with a K, 888-CABBAGE.
Line of credit is subject to credit approval. See terms and conditions.
This is Luke Cunnin of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
13-12 to go in the opening period. Joe O'Donnell back here with you from Wells Fargo Arena. It's 1-0 Wild. Colton Beck's 5th of the year, even strength from Mitchell and Cannoni. 70 seconds in, putting the Wild in front. That line remains out as Mitchell's pass down low is intercepted. Billy Polka now, the Finnish-born blue liner, cranks one in from center ice. Wild back to defend. So a loose puck is Pat Cannoni. Jammed it off the end boards. Polka pinched in, rimmed it back down low looking for Highmore. Matthew Highmore had a couple of goals the last time these two teams hooked up. Now Mitchell takes over, left wing side. He'll backhand it off the dasher. Beck reaching for it, just couldn't grab it. Victor Svedberg is back, and now Polka for Rockford. A Peltier rammed by Mitchell. A Sealer reached up, chopped one down from high above his skates. The Ice Hogs re-attack. They're on Dauphin. Dauphin all the way deep into the Wild zone. Handed it off to Peltier. Peltier from the corner. Feathered it up top. Gustafson a shot off the chest protector of Svedberg. Into the rebound is Justin Kloos. Made his NHL debut last night for the Lakeville, Minnesota native. Here's Kloos over the offensive line, flinging one deep into the Ice Hogs end. Ryan Malone off to grab it to Sam Annis. His pass was blocked. Annis will track it down himself, filter it below the hash marks for Malone, but he was stripped, and the Ice Hogs rotate around the wall. Annis speeding after it got there. Now Malone protecting to Annis. A tough angle try. He fanned on it. And a battle for this loose puck. Ice Hogs will emerge, and they'll just sky it out to center ice. If you're with us on the Buzzer Billy's pregame show, Derek Lalone thrilled to get Sam Annis back in the lineup. Felt he learned a ton from a season ago. And he's been looking good in practice the last few days. Had a great training camp, got himself an NHL preseason game, so good to see for number 7 in white back and healthy for the first time this season. Mayhew on the forecheck, sprung it loose for a moment. Bonus with a pass, and that was cut off. Now Bonus takes over in front of the Wild bench, squeaked it loose. It's Mayhew. Miscommunication trying to return feed, and the Ice Hawks will just send it back the other way. Warner at his own right circle with Rockford changing. Goes D-to-D for Ryan Murphy. The former first rounder, a Carolina selection a number of years back, goes back to Warner. His pass deflects off an Ice Hawks player and way back into their end. We're near the midway point of the first. Shots are 6-3 Rockford. Wild leading 1-0. 3-on-2 for the Ice Hawks if they hustle. Player got hooked down to the ice, kind of a collision there. As two bodies tangled up, that kept that rush at bay. Now a backdoor aerial feed by Martinson went errant. Poke at the blue line off the Victor Svedberg. Comes down low and the Ice Hawks control. Martinson spent all of last season in the NHL between Colorado and Montreal. Now off to Graham Knott. Knott scored the first goal in the eventual game winner Sunday, his first pro tally. Wild defending here, they've got some tired troops on the ice. Victor Svedberg to the point, Billy Polka chopped it off the boards. Wheeling out with it, Fortan. Fortan with a shot blocked, penalty call coming up on the Wild. Fortan to the left wing side, extra attacker out as Berube's at the bench. Chase Lang upended a man. And finally the Wild touch up. 9:57 to go in the first. That shift was all Ice Hogs. And that'll help them to a power play when we come back. 1-0 Wild here on 1460 KXNO. Yep.
Hi folks, Mike here. And I'd like to invite you to visit our full-service gun shop at 70th and Douglas in Urbandale. We're a full-service firearms, ammunition, and accessory store that features a full-time gunsmith. We do all sorts of firearm repair at fair prices. We buy, sell, and consign new and used firearms of any type. Whether you're new to the shooting sports or a seasoned vet, we'll make you feel right at home. Don't be fooled by the big store ads. We will not be undersold by anyone, and nobody can match our knowledge and service after the sale. Stop at 70th and Douglas in Urbandale or call us at 515-331-1577. We're JLM Shooter Supply in Urbandale. See you soon.
Hi, this is Dr. Vince Hassel. If feeling, looking, and performing better are your goals, visit Cryo Vitality in Clive and Ankeny. Whole body cryotherapy is a quick and easy way to get your body working better. It takes only minutes and you feel the results immediately. An introductory session is only $30. Improve your life forever for less than a tank of gas. Cryo Vitality in Clive and Ankeny.
This is Wild forward Kyle Rao. If you're looking to recover like the pros and feel better throughout the day, then try Cryo Vitality. It works for me and my Wild teammates.
Visit CryoVitalityIowa.com. That's KRYO VitalityIowa.com.
This is Niklas Svedberg of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
Ice Hawks power play, first of the game for either side. It's an Ankeny All-State agency penalty kill for the Wild. Ice Hawks man advantage. 7th in the league at 23.3%. Shorthanded, Justin Kluse steals for Iowa. He'll peel out the center and then just lob it back for Hunter Warner. Wild will play four corners as Warner moves it to Susi. Blasted ahead for Birchie, flying one into open space, hoping for Cal O'Reilly. That was too hot to handle around his midsection, and Billy Polka now on it for Rockford. Power play down to its final 50 seconds. Rowell's in the box for holding. Wild penalty kill, 14th out of 30 clubs at 84.4%. Polka at center point, a shot deflects, and O'Reilly steers that way up and out of play. So 8:39 to go in the first. Wild in front 1-0. Number 42 in the box for another 42 seconds as Rowell sits in the Wild sin bin. And the only other meeting of the season series so far, again, these two teams will play 12 times this year, and with as good as Rockford looks early here, I know it's still, late October, but 12 games against this Ice Hawks team certainly won't be easy for the Wild, who controlled the season series a year ago. Ice Hawks last meeting back on October 14th scored 2 on the power play. They were 2 for 7 with the man advantage. Here's a chance down low. Anthony Lewis will just rim it around the dasher as he ran out of real estate. Good pass block by O'Reilly. It comes out to center ice. And the final 13 now of the Ice Hogs man advantage. Luke Johnson starts over the offensive line for Rockford. Swept it to the left wing side. Tomas Jurko had it knocked away, and as Rao jumps out of the box, the Wild attack ahead with Christoph Birchie left wing side. Weaving his way down low, then trying to turn and spin it in front. He could not. Wild 1 for 1 on the PK. Again, Ice Hogs were 2 for 7 on October 14th. That win they had 7-4 over the Wild a couple of weeks back in Rockford ended the Wild's 6-game winning streak in the all-time season series dating back, of course, to last year. Alex Grant headmans. Pat Cannone deflects in. Carl Dahlstrom is back. A number of Swedes on this Ice Hogs blue line. Dahlstrom is one of them as Graham Knott charges in the Wild zone. Try to backdoor feed, knocked away by the White Sweaters. Down low it goes over the left shoulder of Svedberg. Rao to support with the help of Hunter Warner. Talked a little bit with Wild head coach Derek Lalone about Hunter Warner back in the Wild lineup tonight. Said he wants him to play aggressive. They'd rather have aggressive mistakes than passive mistakes. Sometimes Warner gets in trouble when he is laying back a little bit too much. So again, play aggressive, the key for number 4 in white. As Svedberg gobbles up a loose puck that had crept into his goal crease. He's been busy again in this one. As with 6:56 to go in the first, a whistle halts play, and it's still 1-0 Wild. Shots are 6-3 Rockford. But it seems like at times the Ice Hogs have had a lot of real estate through center ice. Again, their head coach Jeremy Colleton preaching to play fast. So we want to pick our spots and be smart with the puck. But he talks about playing fast a ton, and you heard him on the Buzzer Billy's pregame show talking about how you've really got to be mentally sharp if you're going to do that. You've got to be ready. As he put it, you never know which 5 seconds are going to be the difference in a game. And once his guys over the boards and ready and looking to attack when they create opportunities with the puck. Here is an icing call on Rockford just by a hair. Sealer raced back, 6:35 to go in period 1. Offensive zone draw coming up for Iowa. They lead at 1-0. Derek Lalone said he wanted to slow Rockford down. Don't allow him to play fast. I said, well, how do you do that? Talked about puck management, neutral zone structure, and then make Rockford defend. Tough for a team to play fast and get going offensively if they're spending time in their D zone. But to me, that the biggest key there is that neutral zone structure, right? Being in the right spots, knowing your assignments, your reads. There's a chance side of the net for the Wild, and Mitchell had his stick tied up. It was Cannone with the deflection off the Susi point shot that trickled around the goal crease. Berube was out of position, but Mitchell couldn't get to it. Here's Luke Johnson, the second-year pro out of the University of North Dakota. He'll fly it in from center. Back is Alex Grant to retrieve it. And with Rockford changing, he's got some time to move ahead. He'll flip it off to the right wing side. Mitchell just backhands it in. Polka picks it up, brings it off the dasher for Peltier. Peltier pops one down low. Quick centering feed, just out of the reach for a moment. Off the intended target, Darren Radish, who then got off a wrist shot that was fended away by Nicholas Svedberg. Hunter Warner now for the Wild defense. Middle of the ice pass for O'Reilly. Warner calling for the puck back. He'll retrieve it. Left wing side. Now he goes off his end boards. And Ryan Murphy has it for the Wild. Back to Warner once more for Murphy. Murphy hacked it ahead. Rowell tips in from center. 5.5 to go in the first. Wild in on the forecheck. Rowell sealing the wall. O'Reilly battling there. Now Birchie trying to hustle after it. Puck came free. Manel, left circle route, waited, fired one, and that caught the glass. Ice Sox try and chop it out. They cannot. Puck came up to the goal crease. Rowell got crunched down to the surface. And where is it? I guess it's in the glove of J.F. Berube. And a halt to play with 5:06 to go in the first. That was like a punt or a jump ball. Several players were reaching up for it with their gloves. Berube ended up getting it in his mitt. Rowell paid the price, side of the net. Back after this, 1-0 Wild late in the first on 1460 KXNO.
Host your child's next birthday party at Get Air Des Moines. Located in Urbandale, Get Air Des Moines is the ultimate party destination for kids. 2-hour parties are available, which include up to 10 jumpers, a t-shirt for the guest of honor, 2 large pizzas, soda, ice cream, and 1 Get Air goodie bag for each jumper. Ask about their corporate events or group reservations as well. Visit GetAirDesMoines.com for more information. Get Air Des Moines, a proud sponsor of the Iowa Wild.
Hi, Combo Dad. Apparently, the hip thing for businesses to do these days is target millennials. So it may sound sus coming from this baby boomer, but Motel 6 is a B-grade place for your squad to stay woke or asleep. The updated rooms are #blessed with contemporary floors, bedding, and flat-screen TVs that are totally on fleek. Plus, their prices are always low AF. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll keep it lit for you. Book online at motel6.com.
This is Pat Canoni of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
5:06 to go in the first. Wild leading 1-0. Derek Lalonde, Wild head coach, was talking about the excitement of getting some lines, a little bit more chemistry, a little bit more ice time together, and he was referring to the Rao, O'Reilly, and Birchie trio. That line was in action in the Wild's most recent win, October 20th, last Friday night, a 3-2 victory over Manitoba. But then Saturday was some more NHL recall, including O'Reilly up. It was the Wild that had to juggle their lines again, but that line, that O'Reilly, Rao, and Birchie trio was back again for this one, and certainly helps, especially early in the season, for guys to get a little continuity together. Wild haven't really had that luxury with so many injuries in Minnesota, forcing their hand at this level. Here's Yurko, 6 points in 6 games on the year for Rockford. Pumping it down low. Grant pinned up by the pinching defenseman Snuggerud, who was in quickly to try and track down that puck. Snuggerud peeled off eventually. Grant won that war, and a right wing pass sends the Wild ahead. Kyle Bonus taps one down low. He'll swing it off for Mayhew behind the Ice Hogs net. Jerry Mayhew going to work on his backhand, centering. It came free. Murphy stepped into a shot, and Berube found it, made the save. Ice Hogs look to break it out. Fifth shot for the Wild. Acapelli, Western Michigan product, swung it rink wide, and now a head-manning pass to Flex out of play, and a halt action with 3:43 to go in the first.
Of course you do. Bring your ticket to tonight's game down to Johnny's Hall of Fame and trade it in for a buy one, get one, trade free. Johnny's Hall of Fame proud partners in the Iowa Wild.
3:43 to go. Neutral ice face-off here. Joe O'Donnell with you from Wells Fargo Arena. O'Reilly and Knott on the draw. O'Reilly, the veteran, won it back against Graham Knott. Ryan Murphy handles. Punched it to Warner. Swung ahead. Birchie canceled out Victor Svedberg of the Ice Hogs, so no icing here. Martinson couldn't handle a pass. It squeaked past him, and it ends up coming through center ice into the Wild end where Warner battling. Slashed it off the dasher. Beautiful play by Rao to chip it along, and here's Ryan Murphy. Up ice feed for Birchie was broken up. Knott retreats and speeds it along to Victor Svedberg. And now Graham Knott over the offensive line, right wing wall. Jammed on the brakes and then got run to the ditch. Sealer will poke it ahead. It skipped away from Rao, and the Ice Hogs will regroup at center and send it back into Iowa ice. Sealer to Ryan Murphy. Quickly back to Nick Sealer. Left wing side, outlets. Sam Annis jumping onto the ice here as Mitchell plopped it into the Ice Hog zone. 2:43 to go. The giveaway at center ice. Brendan Manel gapping up, taking over for the Wild D, and as he tried to spring it ahead for Colton Beck, the Wild in a bit early. They are offside. Coming up at the first intermission tonight, scoreboard update brought to you by Jet Parking. We'll also chat live in the broadcast booth with Minnesota Wild owner Craig Leopold. That's coming up for you, 2:39 of game time from now. With the Wild in front 1-0, the early tally by Colton Beck, even strength from Mitchell and Canoni. Susi to Grant, he'll hammer it in from center. Berube sticked it into the corner. It is Klus now left wing side. Trying to poke one down low, it deflected along. Hinestroza handles. He'll guide it to the left wing side. Eric Gustafsson will bang it in from there. Gustafsson had a goal on Sunday, the 25-year-old defenseman from Sweden. We've got Gustafsson, Svedberg, and Dahlstrom. 3 Swedes all on the left side, left D pairings for the Ice Hogs tonight. Wild block a centering feed. Ryan Malone, though, had his stick lifted. Rockford right back on it. Hinestroza try to carve out in front. Nothing doing there. Iowa defending nicely. Good physical play in the corner by Klus, able to knock it free and Malone will just float it out through center. Dahlstrom over to handle. Carl Dahlstrom. Second round draft pick of Chicago in 2013. Of course, the Ice Hogs are the farm team for the Chicago Blackhawks. As here, Rockford offside with 1:37 to go in the first. Highmore on the face-off for Rockford. Cannoni takes a draw for the Wild. Highmore won it back. Dahlstrom will laser it in from center, blockered into the corner by the netminder Svedberg. Warner initiated contact, joining the fray. Cannoni as the Wild try and dig it free. Ice Hogs emerge, they try and center. Cannoni blocked it. Peltier picks it up, shoved it back to the point, hammering it deeper into the offensive zone than was Snuggerud. And the Wild chase right wing corner. Eventually Warner gets to it, flips it ahead all the way down. It'll come in on the netminder Berube, who just paddles it off for his side. Final 65 seconds of the first. Soucy activates, knuckled one wide from the left wing boards. And the Ice Hogs will get it up and just as far out the center as they can before Beck steals and flipped it back for Alex Grant. Grant will punch it off the dasher. Soucy gapped up, kept the Wild in action here with Rao, playing it from his glove to his stick blade, and then off for Birchie right side. Spun past a check, 2-on-1 down low. Birchie right circle with a shot. Rebound was there for a moment after Berube sticked it away. But the Ice Hogs pick it up, they'll whistle it around the dasher, and Acapelli will try and feed one through center ice. David Kemp cross ice. Acapelli took a shot and was blocked by Grant into the safety netting and out of play. Boy, Birchie with a little bit of a spin move there, right by the Ice Hogs bench near the offensive line. He kind of tossed the Rockford defender aside and was able to get a good-looking scoring chance as he went for the POP. That kind of pass off the pad, shooting for a rebound, but Rowell was unable to find it side of the cage. Shots even at 8 apiece. Klus takes a draw for the Wild. David Kemp deals with him. Klus got it back, and it comes out to center ice now. Bonus to Klus, jumped past the man, and then just as he went to pull the trigger, Polka came in and flicked it away. 13 seconds to go now in the first. Ice Hogs turn it over at center. Mayhew, 7 seconds to go. Over the offensive line, Jerry Mayhew looking for some help. Wristed one. It hit a pair of shin pads, went wide. Manel will guide it back to the blue line, but the Wild run out of time.
In the afternoon as well.
Style chicken season. Left to right, Ice Hogs from right to left. Joe O'Donnell back here with you. And we're underway in the second. Ice Hogs over the line. Kemp a drop pass, quick shot by Acapelli, and that is deflected out of play by the Wild defense. When leading after one this season on home ice, it's the first time for the Wild. And actually, it's the first time all year they've led after 20 minutes of play. 7th game for the Wild, and their AHL best 6 home game. Wild will play 2 on the road this weekend in Tucson, the Tucson Convention Center in sunny Arizona. Scouting report down there, 84 degrees and sunshine, at least for parts of the day. Not that I've checked. There will be no icing here as Rockford chips one down the ice. Sealer reversing. Rao stabbed it deeper in his own zone. Manel went right back to Rao. And with some help, the Wild move it through center ice. Birchie will be first in on the forecheck, so icing waved off. Berube out with his goal stick to clear it along. And now Laurent Dauphin takes over for Rockford, speeding through center. Dauphin over the offensive line from right to left, deep into the Wild end, around behind the net of Svedberg. Dauphin now coming out right circle, just cruise it back down below the goal line. Peltier looking for Highmore, nothing doing there. Soucy now pokes it free, penalty call coming up. This is going to be on the Wild. A little bit of a late whistle, but it's a cross check, and Iowa will be shorthanded. I believe it's Pat Cannoni, but he was was waiting for a face-off out at center, thinking that his shift was going to continue. He looks around a bit befuddled as to the call. So 1:07 into the second. Cannoni sits. Ankeny All-State agency penalty kill for the Wild. All-State, you're in good hands. Ice Hawks 0 for 1 so far with the man advantage. Wild PK has been dented 5 times this year. Gustafson to Anthony Lewis. Now Eric Gustafson back to Anthony Lewis outside the right circle. A goal line feed gathered and given back to Lewis, who was able to pop it up. Gustafson holds in and drills it back down low. Comes around the dasher, and eventually it's handled by David Kemp. It gives way for Vinny Hinostroza. Hinostroza, left wing wall, stick handling. Feathered it to the point, Gustafson. Kicked back out, Hinostroza as he comes up to the blue line. Now Gustafson, a one-timer. Partially trapped. Rebound and a save there by Svedberg. Looked like he was going to try and catch that first one. Couldn't keep it cleanly and to make a secondary save as well. Lewis now, right circle, a shot. Trickled down in front off the body of Nick Seeler. 70 seconds left on the power play. 2 minutes played in the second. Wild leading 1-0. Rockford controlling on the man advantage. Gustafson across the blue line. Back off to Anthony Lewis, right circle. Curled it up, Hinostroza. Now Gustafson fumbled it, got it back left wing side, sent it blindly across the blue line. Lewis handles. Pressured by Justin Kluse. Wild need a penalty kill line change if they can get one here. Lewis, right side, sweeping it off, Hinostroza in. Took a shot, sorted over the crossbar, and Kemp can't handle it. It skips past him and all the way down she goes. 4 fresh penalty killers out. 37 seconds to go on the Ice Hawks power play. Here's Eric Gustafson from right to left. Gustafson through center ice, lost his footing at the harassment of some white jerseys. No penalty call there, and the Wild shovel it down the surface. 23 seconds to go on the minor to Cannoni. Here on this Ankeny All-State agency penalty kill as Billy Polka now gets the Jets going for the visitors. Dropped it back, Highmore kept it coming for Yurko, the former Grand Rapid Griffin. And now left wing side Luke Johnson, but his pass off the dasher to the blue line was too hot to handle. Polka wasn't there yet, and Rockford's got a chase. Cannoni out of the box in 2 seconds. He's standing, he now emerges. As it's center ice, he intercepts. Cannoni over the offensive line, right wing wall. Forced there by Polka to just give up the puck and pump it down low. Where the Wild will try and complete a line change now. Susi held in for a moment, now Mayhew keeps it alive for the Wild. Off to Kyle Bonus, step past the check, threw one in front for Mayhew. And it was blocked away at the last moment by Highmore. Mayhew down below the goal line, Bonus. Looking for Ryan Murphy, who crept in. That pass off the mark, look out. Here's Luke Johnson for Rockford, charging in. A tough angle right wing try, and Svedberg seals it up. Halting play with 16:21 to go in the second. The Wild PK 2 for 2. This break gives us a chance to remind you the Wild Hockey is presented by the UPS Store. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. Visit the upsstore.com for locations. Draw to the left of Svedberg. He had 5 goals on October 14th when these two teams last played. Stopped 23 of 26 Saturday night in the loss against Manitoba. As Sam Annis now for the Wild, head manning. Was bobbled for a moment by O'Reilly. It's O'Reilly, Rao, and Annis this line here. As a shot by Graham not tipped wide off the tape of Brennan Manel. And sometimes after specialty team situations, coaching staff wanting to get some guys some ice time that maybe didn't kill that penalty, like Annis. And to get him out there with O'Reilly and Rao certainly adds a skill element. Christoph Birchie, of course, is at times part of the Wild penalty kill. Into the corner they go, over the left shoulder of Svedberg. Seeler had some trouble with it. Did lob it along. Annis will pitch it in and try and race after it. Sam Annis dug it free, wanted to center. Wild were changing. Colton Beck trying to chase it down now. But Rockford handles in the form of Yurko. And now Carl Dahlstrom took his eye off the puck for a moment, lost the handle. He'll regather and swing it rink wide for Snuggerud. His pass at center ice turned over. Tripped up was Cannoni. Penalty call forthcoming, and the Wild will get their first power play here with 15:16 to go in the second period. As Tomáš Jurko, the Slovakian native, is in the box for tripping. Time of the call is 4:44. Iowa Lottery power play for the Wild. They've got a goal in 2 straight games with the man advantage, 2 out of 31 on the season, just 6.5%. Ice Hawks penalty kill, 10th best at 87.5%. They're 15 out of 19 so far on the year. Wild were 0 for 3 October 14th with the man advantage in Rockford. The only other meeting of the season series is Brennan Manel now for the Wild. Hooked it back, Mitchell, step past the check, races over the offensive line, and then spun it around the end boards for Ryan Malone. Down low for Justin Klutz, bouncing puck. Gave him a little bit of trouble. Mitchell digs it free outside the left circle. Dance past the man, feathered it to Alex Grant, who was creeping in right side. Grant peels back at the blue line. Shoves it down low, Malone wanding at it. Klutz eventually left wing circle, middle of the ice Mitchell. Zach Mitchell carving along the left wing dasher. Kicked it out to Klutz, back to Mitchell. Good pressure by the Ice Hogs here, causing some havoc. And it'll be backhanded down the ice by Highmore, and each side will go for a change on the fly. For the Wild, they're just never able to get set up cleanly. Red sweaters buzzing around the entire time. They were trying to make plays in the offensive end. 58 seconds to go in the Iowa Lottery power play. Manel dropped it off for Cannoni. He has to hook back, harassed by Hinostroza. Now it's Manel baiting Hinostroza in, touching it off his end boards, and Cannoni's got it again. A weave past the man in his own slot, an outlet for Kyle Rao, who speeds in. Rao with a drop pass, while nearly had too many men on the ice, so not wanting to touch it was Ryan Murphy. That allowed Rockford to intercept, and Luke Johnson will sword in. It's trapped by Svedberg and dropped off for his side. 90 seconds expired on the man advantage. Murphy will try and get the Wild going. Head manning left wing side around. Carved up over the offensive line. Flexed it to Cannoni. Has a lane if he wants it. Right wing side. Charges in. Waits. Hooked it back to the point, but it was errant. O'Reilly will hustle after it. Just getting ahead there of the pressure from William Peltier. 10 to go on the power play. Murphy to Cannoni. And he couldn't control it cleanly. Eric Gustafson takes it off his end boards. And that was about as innocent of a man advantage as it gets. No shots, and really never even a chance for a shot on that man advantage. Ice Hogs dump it in. Svedberg leaving it for Grant, who got crunched into the corner. Back to the point, a drive by Gustafson, blocked by Birchie. It'll skip all the way back into Rockford ice. Out with his goal stick, Berube. Flipped it off the dasher. Gustafson turned it over. It is Bonus. Punching it down low, but nobody there. Martinson handles. Andreas Martinson running into a little bit of trouble. Good pressure here by the White Sweaters. Martinson now eventually emerging left wing side. Will move it cross ice. Radish scapping up. Not to the late man coming, and he never got a shot off from in tight left wing side. With that bid for the Ice Hogs was number 26, Alexander Fortin. Got a penalty call here. After the whistle, it's a slash. And it's on Colton Beck of the Wild, I believe. 12:31 to go in the second. Wild lead 1-0. But they'll be shorthanded after this on 14.
Jet parking offers better airport.
So get find a doctor who will help you live life to its fullest at Mercy Des Moines.
KXNO.
12:31 to go in the second. Third power play for the Ice Hogs as the Wild win the draw. Manel muscles it down the ice. Ice Hogs handle. Billy Polka back behind his own net. Mitchell, Manel, Sealer, and Klutz, the Ankeny All-State Agency penalty killers. Here's Tomas Yurko, goal and 5 helpers on the year. On the offensive line, just left it for Luke Johnson. Back to Yurko. He'll toss it around the boards, holding in right point Radish. D to D for Polka. Chunked off then for Yurko. Tomas Yurko. To the point, Billy Polka. Middle of the ice, back to Yurko. He'll weave up near the blue line, jam on the brakes, and survey the situation. Yurko hounded by Mitchell and Manel, and then his pass off the mark. And Rockford's got a chase. 4 fresh penalty killers jump over the boards as the Wild hustle off for a change. Penalty to Colton Beck of the Wild. He's sitting for slashing. $1.05 to go on his penalty. Polka harassed, turned it over. Good play by O'Reilly on the backside pressure, and Birchie cleans it up, shifting it down the ice. Polka gathers, leaves it there for Gustafson. And here is Eric Gustafson. Left wing feed for Laurent Dauphin. Dauphin's dish all the way back to the point, handled by Hinostroza covering there. Ice Hawks work one down low. Couple of jams from in tight. A good job by Svedberg to hold his ground. Anthony Lewis after the loose puck. Pressure by the Wild's Carson Soucy. So Lewis swung it down low. That forced Dauphin to have to move it quickly. With Murphy bearing in on him, his pass off the mark, and Rockford's got to reset with 200 feet in front of them. Hinestroza using his good foot speed to race along with it over the offensive line. Pulled in a wrist shot. Sealer got a piece of that, sent it into the corner. Hinestroza bothered by Klus and Sealer, a couple of Minnesota natives. Ice Hawks somehow keeping alive. Anthony Lewis hounded, muscled it off. Kemp to the left wing corner. Too hot to handle for Gustafson. Out of the box is back. Wild PK 3 for 3. They're trying to gallop ahead. They turn it over. David Kemp in tight. Try to dangle in front. Loose puck side of the net. And Colton Beck will pick it up and just shove it off the glass and out the center. We near the midway point of regulation. It's 1-0 Wild. Joe O'Donnell here with you from Wells Fargo Arena. Wild from left to right in period 2. Dauphin over the offensive line. Lost the puck. Good stick check by Chase Lang. And he was able to just flick it off the glass left wing side and move it safely out for the Wild. Lang will now buzz in on the forecheck. Dahlstrom back. Dealt one off the dasher. Martinson just forced it out the center. Wild try and reset. Bouncing puck is grabbed by the Ice Hawks and chopped into the Wild end. Grant off his end boards. Handling Soucy. Banged it off the dasher. Bonus tried to play it. Couldn't, but it does find center ice. And now Kyle Bonus following up this play. Looking to lead Chase Lang into open space. Right wing side, Lang pressuring. Grant gapped up as well. Loose change is handled, though, by Martinson. He'll send Fortan off in a one-on-one against Soucy. Fortan lobbing it deep in the Wild zone. Too far for Graham Knott. Knott will blister it around the dasher. Svedberg kept it alive for the Ice Hawks D, but not much he could do there. And the Wild able to force the issue, and Rockford resets now inside their own line. 9:15 and counting here in the second. Fortan over the offensive line with a shot, blocked away by Grant. Alexander Fortan to his own rebound. Off the end boards, he'll play one up top. Polka shot, skipped around, and Svedberg able to get a chunk of it and knock it away from trouble. And from there, Mayhew stashes it off the glass, and the Wild go for a line change here as it works its way back into Rockford ice. O'Reilly on the forecheck caused some havoc. Kyle Rowell was there. His cycle pass was cut off, and the Ice Hawks speed along. Yurko over the offensive stripe right side. Acapelli, a backhanded shot, fought off by Svedberg. And Hunter Warner to the rebound will poke it around the dasher and safely along for the Wild right wing side. Warner couldn't clear, but a penalty call. He got chopped at coming out from his own zone right wing wall. Acapelli sits for slashing in a Wild power play when we return. 8:35 to go in the second. So far, Rockford's controlled play in period 2. With the Wild a 1-0 lead, and they're headed to a
sports car for hockey. It's time.
Clips. Save 3 minutes, make awkward armpit noises. Save 14 glorious minutes of doing lots of nothing. Mother bacon.
This is Cal O'Reilly of the Iowa Wild. You're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
Power play for the Wild. Their second of this second period, second of the night. They'll start up from left to right. Rowell lasers it in from the neutral zone. Berube slowed it down behind his own net. Snugger had a chance to clear it. Ricocheted off Canoni, but he was muscled out to center ice. O'Reilly pitches it back. Ryan Murphy controls. Left wing side. He'll hit the brakes and find O'Reilly. Weaving past the check of Peltier, now right wing dish Canoni. Feathering it out. Addis a quick shot. Handled there by the netminder Berube. Rebound grabbed by the Wild, at least for a moment. They'll stuff it down low. Highmore now around the dasher. Great keep at the point as the Wild held in. It is Canoni. Shifting the right wing side, then to Ryan Murphy. Back to Canoni. Tapped off for Annis. Center point Murphy. Turns. Now Canoni with the lead. Fired one, and that was kicked out by Berube. To the rebound, Peltier. He'll jam it off the glass and out the center. Personnel changes on the fly for both sides. 7.5 to go in the second. Wild in front by a score of 1-0. Here is Ryan Murphy. Now for Ryan Malone. Malone tied up in front of the Wild bench at center ice. Malone got knocked to his skates for a moment, got back up, tried to slip it loose, couldn't. Victor Svedberg will power it all the way down the ice. Comes off the end boards. Manel trying to grab it, but Rockford was in early anyway. Dauphin was a little aggressive at the stripe, and a halt to play. Forgot to mention earlier that Curtis Gabriel is also out of the Wild lineup. He is the lone player out due to injury, but he's expected to travel with the team to Tucson tomorrow. He could be back this weekend, so an extra day or two for the big fella might not be such a bad thing. My apologies for leaving 31 seconds to go in the Wild power play and Iowa lottery man advantage. Wild win the draw. Mitchell to the blue line for Manel. A left wing feed that's grabbed by Alex Grant. Grant had a goal and assist against the Ice Hogs on October the 14th. Off to Justin Kluse, who also scored in that game. Goal line pass, Malone. His feed, ricocheted around. Grant in tight, wristed one high and wide. Manel had a good lane from the high slot middle of the ice. He pushed it instead of the left circle, and Grant from in tight sorted over the crossbar. 5 seconds left on the Wild power play. They're in front 1-0 here as we near the tail end of the second period. A turnover. Rockford's got numbers. Hinostroza, left side, Luke Johnson, dropped it off, and they score. Acapelli buries it just after a power play expires. It's a 1-1 game. Beautifully worked on that odd man rush, and Acapelli made no mistake. He's got a goal in 2 straight. That's the 3rd time now in 7 games that the Wild have had a power play end, and immediately thereafter, the opponent gets a golden opportunity. We're back to live action. Anthony Lewis for Rockford. And it's eventually dumped in from center by Darren Radish. Wild from left to right with Birchie, plucking this off a body and out to center ice. Martinson and Hinostroza with the assists. Anthony Lewis now for the visitors. Tough angle try. Svedberg not fooled. Had his goal stick down as he was protecting the post to his right. Hinostroza now back to the point, but it's got to be played out at center by Eric Gustafson. Luke Johnson to Anthony Lewis. Pounded there by Hunter Warner. Lewis fell down. Bonus dug it free. Popped it along for Christoph Birchie. Comes back into the Wild zone. Ryan Murphy, Johnny on the spot, gobbles it up. He'll stick handle pass the check and start over the offensive line. Murphy now weaving right wing side. All the way down low. Threw one in front. Stick save there by the netminder, Berube. Breakaway pass. In onside is Yurko. Fired one, and getting a piece of it with his stick was Svedberg to deflect it wide. Boy, Yurko jumped off the Ice Hogs bench. Nobody in white saw him. He was a few feet behind the Wild D. Snuggerud now a point drive. That whistled wide. Ice Hogs here with some mojo after tying the game moments ago. Left point Snuggerud, a slap shot blocked by Birchie. Yurko grabbed it to the point. Dahlstrom with a chance. And that deflected off somebody and went into the corner. Under 5 minutes to go in the second. Our next stoppage is not an icing or a goal. It would be a promotional timeout. The Wild could probably use that right now. As here they'll crush it down the ice, and there's that icing call, so no promotional timeout here with 4:45 to go in the second. Rockford will get a change. The Wild cannot due to the icing infraction. They're being outshot right now 16-10. Again, Rockford gave up just 23 shots Sunday in their 5-0 win over Hershey. Rockford held off the board in the first period, just the second period all season where they failed to record at least a goal. The other was the second period of their only loss of the year, October 15th against Milwaukee. They fell 5-3 at home. Other than that, and the first period tonight, Rockford's got a goal or more in every frame. Came in with the most goals per game in the American Hockey League, leading the league in offense at just over 4.5 per night. At the blue line, Victor Svedberg with a drive. That deflected wide. Handling Dauphin. Off to William Peltier. Peltier to the point. Svedberg across the line. Fake the drive. Now to Peltier. Wristing one. Svedberg the save. And a quick whistle benefits the Wild. So Nicholas Svedberg with that save. Victor Svedberg for Rockford was working around the blue line. And Peltier's chance held out by the Swedish-born Wild netminder. 4:11 to go in the second. Promotional timeout on the ice and a big break for the Wild. Get a chance to reset in a 1-1 game on 1460 KXNO.
Some friends and I were talking about how to teach young kids to have a healthy respect for guns, when someone had the great idea to train them how to properly use a gun. That way, they'd be well informed as well as safe around guns. So we looked for a family-friendly gun range, and we found Crossroads Shooting Sports in Johnston. Crossroads Indoor Gun Range offers safety training and self-defense training for the whole family. We found them online at crossroadsshooting.com, and we recommend them to your family. crossroadsshooting.com.
Get your ass up off the couch and get trucking over to Uncle Ruckus's Smoking Emporium and Skate Shop. Custom build your dream board from our newly expanded skate department loaded with favorites like Zero, Flip, DGK, Thunder Venture, Royal Ricta, and many more. Uncle Ruckus's is flying high with our recent expansion into disc golf with dynamic Westside Disc, Latitude 64, and more to come. It's time to stay toasty with one of our locally made American glass smoking items that's sure to leave you hazy. Uncle Ruckus's Smoking Emporium and Skate Shop, 5725 Urbandale Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This is Christoph Birch of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
Draw to the right of Nicholas Svedberg, the Wild netminder. Off the draw, Victor Svedberg with a drive. That hit the skates of Zach Mitchell. A little gimpy after blocking that shot. He stays out there. Rockford works it free. A shot, hit a body, never got through. Colton Beck to handle. And Beck, who has the Wild goal, will fly one out through center. Less than 4 minutes to go in the second. Rockford's got the only goal in this frame. Beck out of midair, knife down a long clearing attempt. Couldn't get to it in time. Rockford will smash it off the boards. This will be an icing call, as Canoni hustling there got back in front of Alexander Fortan. 3:42 to go in the second. 1-1 our score. Klus and not on the draw. Klus won it. It's worked to the blue line. Susi pushed it off. Annis with a shot, deflected wide. Grant to the carom. His tough angle try. Hit a body, skipped wide, and Knott will just pry it out the center as Ryan Malone finished his hit. Ice Hawks have to chase after the Wild trickled one in to the Rockford zone. Victor Svedberg skying it ahead. It'll skip wide past the cage of Nicholas Svedberg and be an icing call, and a good one there by the officials. Rockford doesn't agree, but big 6'9" Victor Svedberg was shy of the red line when he played that in. We'll see if the Wild can win this face-off and spend some time in the offensive end, as Rockford can't change due to the icing call. .3:17 to go in the second period. Lang, Mayhew, Bonus, Warner, and Murphy on the ice. For Chase Lang, Derek Malone, Wild head coach, told me this morning he's coming along. He's starting to limit some of those mental mistakes. Again, hasn't played a lot of hockey the last couple years due to some injuries. 11 and White starting to get there. Here is Mayhew, left wing boards for the Wild. Pitched it down below the goal line. Lang uses his size to protect. Looking for some help, got it in the form of Bonus. Lang rejoins the fray. Bonus takes over, swept it around the dasher. Murphy left wing side. Back to the blue line for Warner. He lost it. Look out. It's Fortan with Warner trying to catch him. Drop pass. Hinostroza took a shot. And that just glanced off the shoulder pads, the chest protector, I should say, of Svedberg, and went wide. Warner now left wing side for the Wild. To his backhand, he'll flick it out to center ice. Warner stepping up, trying to pop it through the neutral zone. Bonus kept it coming. Mayhew was waiting for it, but nobody could get it to him. And now Gustafson for the Ice Hogs, squeezing it past the Wild forecheck and just out the center. Hinostroza left wing boards by the penalty boxes, launched it rink wide. Luke Johnson steps onto it, took a shot. Svedberg the save. He had the angle played well, and he gets a halt to play with 2:16 to go in the second. The Ice Hogs had 46 shots the last time these two teams played. They have 18 right now. The Wild 10 shots up on the big board. They came into this frame with 8. Feel like they had more than 2 shots on that power play alone that they had a couple of minutes back, but the shots right now again reading 18-10. Yurko behind the Wild net, try to stuff it in front, intercepted by Birchie. Sprung it free for O'Reilly. His pass stolen. Kemp back in onside by a hair. Good hustle by Birchie to track him down and pick his pocket, as Kemp was trying to come off with a chance off the rush right side. Kemp gets it back though, centered. Gustafson lost it. Wild trying to poke it free. They can't, or they may have been off to the races. Birchie now, right wing corner, lofts it ahead. Rao battling against Gustafson. Manel takes over, puts his head up, drives it off the dasher. Rao over the offensive line. This play onside. His centering feed deflected along. Grant picks it up. over-skated, trying to dangle past some trouble, and Yurko will just pry it back out the center. Rao regroups. Manel feeds it to Grant at the red line right side. He'll snap it in. Mitchell, the first man to it for the Wild. Blind centering pass, but a good one. Colton Beck took over, skated around the net, threw one in front. Grant settled it down with his glove, bouncing puck in the goal crease. Whacking at it was Mitchell, but it wouldn't go. Mitchell now rotates one back. Grant with a high riser. As he was skating backwards, that sailed high and wide. Good keep by Susi at the blue line, an aggressive play there. And now a penalty call. It's a slash. And it's on Pat Cannoni with 61 seconds to go in the second period. His second penalty of this frame. So at 18:59, Cannoni sits. And the Ice Sox are going to get a man advantage. That is our third straight slashing penalty in the period. Two by the Wild, Beck and Cannoni. Acapelli for the Ice Sox, who came out of the box and scored moments later. So an Ankeny All-State agency penalty kill so far, the Wild. 3 for 3 on the PK. Rockford 2 road power play goals in the early portion of the season. Klus, Manel, Sealer, and Mitchell in the final minute of the period here trying to kill this off. Ice Sox have to handle back at center off that draw. Anthony Lewis, right wing wall. To Hinestroza, attacking with speed, and this play wouldn't have counted anyway. Penalty call on the Ice Sox for interference as Kemp got in the way of Mitchell. And there goes the power play. 48.3 to go in the second. It's an interference call on David Kemp. Chatted with Jeremy Colleton, Ice Sox head coach, this morning, and I asked him about Kemp and the adjustment again, playing the last 3 years in the Czech League overseas. And Kemp points in back-to-back games. Jeremy Colleton, Ice Sox head coach, really thought that the light bulb went on for him this past weekend, that he was getting more comfortable out there. He said the American League can be scrambly at times. The rink can feel smaller than maybe an NHL setting. Players a bit more structured at times in the NHL, but feels like David Kemp starting to find his game a little bit lately. 4-on-4 hockey here for the final 30 seconds of the second. Late offside on Rockford. That gives Brennan Manel some real estate. Middle of the ice for the Wild D from left to right. Now over the offensive line. Shook past the Czech left wing side. Hit the brakes, but lost the puck. Highmore will headman. 2-on-2 as Beck's back checking. Dauphin in. Looking for the late man. Through one of the back posts. Ricocheting around. Reaching for Svedberg with his goal stick. And the Wild swatted away from trouble. 8 seconds to go. Manel will just push it out to center ice. Highmore will try and quickly regroup. His long drive deflected wide, came off the end boards, and that does it for period 2. So the Ice Hawks get the only goal in the middle frame to pull even. It's a 1-1 score after 40. Coming up, the second intermission, we'll have a look at the out-of-town action in the AHL and NHL presented by Jet Parking. Thursday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. from back in onside by a hair. Good hustle by Birchie. You can enjoy pretzels and small-sized popcorn for just $1 as well. Fire to shot, he scores! That's the Wild and the Rampage, Thursday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. Get your tickets at iowawild.com. The Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Someone wise once observed, out of sight, out of mind. Who was this person? Ironically, no one knows. Just someone who really could have used the UPS store, where we can help you print everything your business needs. And we have a huge variety of paper stocks and finishing options. Every business has a story to tell. Want the world to know yours? No problem. United Problem Solvers at the UPS store. The UPS store franchise locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Hi, this is Dr. Vince Hassel. If feeling, looking, and performing better are your goals, visit Cryo Vitality in Clive and Ankeny. Whole body cryotherapy is a quick and easy way to get your body working better. It takes only minutes and you feel the results immediately. An introductory session is only $30. Improve your life forever for less than a tank of gas. Cryo Vitality in Clive and Ankeny.
This is Wild Forward.
on 1460 KXNO.
Set for the third. Wild and Ice Hogs tied at 1. Underway in period 3. It's 4-on-4 hockey to start. Wild from right to left, Ice Hogs from left to right. Manel, O'Reilly, Rao, and Sealer to start for Iowa. Manel with some trouble in his own zone, so he peeled one back for Sealer. Nick Sealer with a right wing dish. O'Reilly stick handling, carrying up right wing wall, trying to force his way past Hinostroza. Now O'Reilly skated in his 145th career NHL game on Saturday for Minnesota. He had 2 helpers against the Ice Hogs in the only other meeting of the season series. 40 seconds played in the third, 1-1 our score. 4-on-4 hockey. Off the rush, a high riser by Yurko missed the mark. Hinostroza, right wing side. Pressured by O'Reilly. It's knocked down low. Hinostroza gathered, stopped. O'Reilly pinned him along the glass. Yurko now spinning out from the corner. Susi trying to stay with him. Yurko fending Susi away with one arm. Cannoni's out of the box. Brief power play here for the Wild. Hinostroza wheeling through the Wild slot. Fired one well high and wide. Polka after it. Susi trying to tie him up. And now the Wild power play about to come to an end. Just as they get puck possession, right wing boards, it's Grant to chop it out to center. So 5-on-5 action. No icing here as the Ice Hogs jam one in from center. Svedberg to Sealer. Takes a look. Helps it to Annis. Cross ice, weak side deep pass for Susi. Sprung up right wing side for Justin Kloos. Charging into the Rockford end, around behind the net of Berube. Hit the late man coming Manel. Fired a shot, and Berube kicked it out of pinball back into the blue paint, loose for a moment. And Berube's on top of it with $1:39 to go, or gone by, I should say, here in the third. Third period scoring for the Wild. They've tallied 8, given up 9. Rockford scored 12 third period goals already, including 3 against the Wild. They've allowed just 4. When tied after 2 this year, the Wild are 1-1. And Rockford is 1-0. That win came against the Wild. That was a 4-4 game, October 14th, at the BMO Harris Bank Center. The Ice Hogs got all 3 goals in the third to make it 7-4. 2 of them were empty netters. The backbreaker was the eventual game winner about halfway through the third. Former Wild forward Tyler Secura scored shorthanded, helping Rockford in their home openers. Manel slicing through the slot, made a nifty move, got free, down behind the net of Berube, lost his footing, and then never was able to get a shot off or pry it out in front. Ice Hogs look to counter. Dauphin, rink wide, charging in. Dahlstrom shoved, got a shot off, and Svedberg made the left arm save. Good job by Annis to try and fight his way in there against the larger Dahlstrom and bump him just as he went to pull the trigger. 17:43 to go in the third. Wild hockey this evening, presented by Iowa Beef Steakhouse, serving the best Iowa-grown steaks. They're open nightly from 5 to 10 p.m. Try their lunch menu as well, available Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's Iowa Beef Steakhouse. Ice Hogs handle at center. Martinson, the big Norwegian, at 6'3", moved it along, and as Rockford sends it in, it goes for icing with 17:29 to go in the third. Fans, anytime the Wild score 3 or more goals in a home game, Buffalo Wild Wings is going to hook you up. Free snack-size wings with a purchase. Get your coupon as you exit Wells Fargo Arena. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Lang, Mayhew, and Bonus out for the Wild with Warner and Murphy. Off the offensive zone face-off for Iowa, it is Rockford to win it. Now Mayhew scampering back over the line, had a man in front, threw one that way that hit the skates of Lang, but redirected just wide. Martinson coughed it up and neutralized. Bonus sends it in. Ice Hogs go D to D off their end boards. Eric Gustafson just soars it out to center ice over the head of O'Reilly. Susi hustles back for it. Rockford changing. The Wild will break it out along stretch pass. Rao left wing side. Threw one in the cross corner. Birchie got to it. Hammered a shot. Big rebound. It is Grant with a wrister. And that was blocked by Anthony Lewis. Lewis shoved it off. Hinostroza. With the late man coming, Luke Johnson. Johnson cross ice. Polka right side. And he sailed it high and wide. Good job there by the Wild. The stretch pass for Rao with Rockford changing. The far side away from their bench, the left wing wall from the Wild's vantage point. And he fired a big slap shot into the corner, knowing Birchie was driving that way. He played it perfectly. That carried him off the end wall, and Birchie was able to step into a shot. Anthony Lewis now for Rockford. Left wing dish. This puck turned over. Brennan Manel. Manel headmanning for Cal O'Reilly. O'Reilly handles the bouncing puck nicely at center. Flipped it as far as he could into the Ice Hog zone. Rockford now with a pass for David Kempf, and he'll just cruise it back for Dahlstrom. Snuggerud and then Kempf again. Kempf weaving his way through center. Headman, Yurko bats it between his legs and into the Wild zone. Mitchell initiated contact on his man. Loose puck, Sealer wanding at it. Got it up, not quite out. Acapelli, though, couldn't keep it alive, and the Wild handle. It's Mitchell pushing it into the Ice Hog zone. Colton Beck chasing after it. Off to Pat Cannoni, left wing corner. He misplayed it for a moment, and Rockford takes over with Kemp indirectly. And then Yurko quickly spiking it the way of Acapelli, and now back to Yurko. A drop pass, nobody home. Beck stashing it into the corner. Battle for it continues. Acapelli and Warner. Centering feed, Kemp with a shot. Stopped by Svedberg. Rebound was loose for a moment, and Svedberg aggressively jumps on top of it. 15-19 to go in the third. Good stops there by Nicholas Svedberg, and the Wild and Ice Hogs remain tied at 1. Face off to the left of Svedberg here. And the Wild end. Klus on the draw, 3 to his right, Grant over his left shoulder. Klus won it. Grant takes a look, hacks it along. It is Susi off the boards right side, didn't get much on it. The Wild battling now, Annis forcing the issue. Sam Annis emerging with the puck and headmanning. Malone flicking one off into open space, hoping for Klus, and will track it down right wing corner, shoulder to shoulder with Darren Radish, the Ice Hogs defenseman. Rockford with a breakout right side, Peltier. Middle of the ice feed, off the mark. Klus trying to keep it alive at the offensive stripe. He did, and then he got awkwardly tripped up into the dasher. Staying with it, Klus flicking it along. Klus losing his right glove on that collision. He'll stay on the ice without a mitt on his right hand. It's off the rush, a wrist shot by the Ice Hogs' William Peltier, steered by Svedberg out of play. So whistle halts action, 14:39 to go in the third. Sam Annis going and retrieving the glove of his teammate Justin Klus. He's got it on the end of his stick blade. They'll make the exchange as they head to the bench. Wild win the defensive zone draw. Murphy with a pass. Didn't get much on it. He'll regather and start the rush ahead. Left wing feed for Bonus. Bonus trying to go back to Murphy in front. Puck was tied up in some skates, with the Ice Hogs defending well there. Holding in Chase Lang. Didn't get much on his dump down, and Rockford now looking to push the pace. Warner staying with his man. Poked it free, and it's numbers for the Wild if they hustle. Chase Lang over the offensive line, right wing side. Snapping a shot that hit the outside of the net. Mayhew dug it free. Lang with a tough angle try. Checked out of his Bonus, and he sailed it high and wide. Sealer left point, D to D. Manel waiting, snapped the shot. Stopped by Berube, and the rebound jab just wide. Under 14 minutes to go, 1-1 our score. Mayhew right wing wall for the Wild. We've got a goal opening night, but nothing since for Jerry Mayhew. Sealer now left circle, open in the slot. Mayhew dangling, found his way free, and then couldn't get a shot off. He lost the handle, but a penalty call coming up. Lang got hooked down in the Ice Hog slot. Wild power play when we come back. 1-1 our score, 13:41 to go. Shot off, he lost the Wild. We've got a goal opening night, but nothing since for Jerry Mayhew. Sealer now left circle, open in the slot. Mayhew dangling, found his way free, and then couldn't get a shot off. He lost the handle, but a penalty call coming up. Lang got hooked down in the Ice Hog slot. Wild power play when we come back. 1-1 our score, 13:41 to go. Wild power play when we return on 1460 KXNO.
Foo Fighters are back. The 2017 World Tour. Friday, November 10th, Wells Fargo Arena. Foo Fighters return with the new album Concrete and Gold, available everywhere now. Don't miss them live at Wells Fargo Arena Friday, November 10th. Tickets on sale now. Online at HyVeeTix.com or call 844-55-HYVEE. Brought to you by Jam.
Hey Wild fans, Extreme powered by Mediacom combines high-speed internet with sophisticated TiVo technology to let you stream live TV on mobile devices throughout your home. With Extreme, you can access popular apps like Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu right on your TV. And you can even take your favorite shows on the go with TV everywhere. Forget satellite and DSL. Experience our all-in-one technology today. Extreme powered by Mediacom, proud sponsor of the Iowa Wild.
This is Pat Canoni of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
Here's Hinostroza for the Ice Hawks, shorthanded, working on Manel. Trying to get one through some traffic, couldn't. Svedberg gobbles it up. 6:30 gone by in the third. Wild on an Iowa Lottery power play. Iowa Lottery getting the game. 1:49 left on the penalty to the Ice Hawks. Number 27, Andreas Martinson. He's in the box for hooking. Draw to the right of Svedberg. Johnson and Klus, a couple of collegiate products on the draw. Klus got it back. Manel patiently waits on a left bridge of the Western Hockey League in his rookie campaign. Bill Headman, beautiful feed for Mitchell. Dealt out right side for Grant, trying to move it towards the middle of the ice. Manel keeps it alive, shifts to the left, and then finds Klus quickly back to Brennan Manel. Manel across the blue line to Klus, left circle, has a lane, took a shot, and it was sticked out of play by J.F. Berube, the Ice Hogs netminder. I think Klus took something off of that little half slapper, thinking there may have been some traffic in front for a deflection. There wasn't. And Berube just getting a chunk of it and sending it out of play. Wild back home on November 2nd for Dollar Dog Night against San Antonio. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. Get your tickets at iowawild.com. That's the Wild Rampage, Thursday, November 2nd. Giveaway by the Ice Hawks here off the draw. It's a broken stick for Victor Svedberg. Now Mitchell, right wing corner. Getting some help from Ryan Malone. Rampage, Thursday, November 2nd. Giveaway by the Ice Hawks here off the draw. It's a broken stick for Victor Svedberg. Now Mitchell, right wing corner. Getting some help from Ryan Malone. Back on it, Mitchell. Pinned to the corner, and the Ice Hawks win that battle. And smash it around the dasher and all the way down. Leaving the puck for his side is Nicholas Svedberg. And Brennan Manel starts up. Power play at 55 seconds. Annis with a feed. It hit Klus. Ricocheted around. Ice Hawks will handle, and they'll drill it down the ice. Murphy intercepts with both teams changing. He'll peel back in his own end. 45 seconds ago on the Wild power play. It is their fourth of the contest. Murphy, headmanning, bouncing puck that ricocheted around. Grabbing it, Annis for a moment, right side. Murphy keeps it alive, waited. Shifted it to Rao, left wing circle. Nobody in front of the net, he'll peel back and hand it off for Cal O'Reilly. To Murphy, right back to O'Reilly. Immediately bothered, try to cruise one towards the middle of the ice. Great play by O'Reilly, though, to keep in. Annis to the right point, and Canoni had a bouncing puck betray him. Ice Hogs scamper along with Snuggerud, the University of Nebraska Omaha product. He had his pocket picked in the final 10 of the Wild power play. Canoni's pass blocked. It came back to him. Canoni down low, just out of the reach of O'Reilly, who tried to swing it back in front. Chopping at it, O'Reilly, and a whistle here with 2 seconds to go on the Wild power play. I wonder if they're going to say that puck was covered by Berube. Not really sure what the halt the play was, but an offensive zone draw for the Wild. 11:43 to go in the third period. 1-1 our score. Beck will take the draw. Birchie to his left, Bonus to his right, Warner and Sealer on the back end. Off the face-off, the Ice Hogs get it back. Gustafson moved it free, and it's bounced out the center ice, where Warner chops it back the other way, grabbing it Kemp, will wheel it along, and Radish skates up. Radish's pass stolen by Bonus. He'll plop it back into the Ice Hog zone. Rockford again through center, this time Yurko off the right wing boards and deep into the Wild end. Svedberg with his goal stick to Hunter Warner. Nice feed for Colton Beck, and the Wild able to play this out the center ice. Beck staying with the puck in the neutral zone over the offensive line. Got rammed off the disc for a moment. Radish now scampering to it. He swung it back, and now quickly to the right wing side. Yurko had to peel back with it. That play would have been offside. It's Acapelli, the Ice Hogs goal scorer. Regrouping to Victor Svedberg, and now Tomas Yurko Right wing wall, trying to shake past Susi, around for a wraparound try, and that went through the blue paint wide. Ice Hawks try and cycle it off. Wild break that up. Susi right wing boards and out the center. 3-on-2 for the Wild if they hustle. Why did they blow the play down? They said a high stick on the Wild, but how is that possible? Susi used the boards to get it out the center. It was Rockford that waved at it, and the Wild had a 3-on-2. Wild players saying immediately, you could hear it on the ice mics, that's not right. It certainly shouldn't be a draw in the Wild zone unless I completely missed something. Susi played it off the right wing boards. Nobody on the Wild touched it until it was out in center ice. If anybody swatted it down illegally, it was the Rockford player trying to keep it in the offensive end. Off the draw, the Wild emerge, at least unscathed for a moment. Now a shot, knuckles high and wide off the tape of Johnson. Victor Svedberg left point, hacked it down low, intercepted by Susi. Nice indirect feed for his D partner Grant. A turnover though sends the Ice Hogs with a bid, and a kick save by Svedberg. Here's Kyle Rao for the Wild. Rink-wide dish. Rao with a birthday yesterday. And again, 2 goals in 2 games. For the Wild, Kyle Rao turning 25 yesterday. From the offensive line, he'll dump it in. Battle for it. Wild win it. O'Reilly's pass deflected. Warner has to handle it center. He'll peel back, give it back to O'Reilly, whose pass was off the mark. Hinnish throws it in, a toe drag move, and never got a shot off. Good poke check by Ryan Murphy. Colton Beck speeding the other way, all by himself for the Wild, right wing side. Tracked by Dahlstrom, so he just flicked it down low. We cracked the midway point of the third as Mitchell finished his hit in on the forecheck. Cannoni steals, left wing side, found some real estate, took a shot that was tipped by Beck, and a beautiful glove save by Marubi, staying with it and swallowing it up in his mitt for a whistle. 9:33 to go in the third. Good deflection by Beck, who leads the team with 7 points, but Berube snatched it, and he gets a whistle. 1-1 our score halfway through the third on 1460 KXNO.
Ready to start a new career or wanting to enhance your current career? Look no further than Upper Iowa University, a private nonprofit university established in 1857. We are pioneers in innovation and have the top-notch faculty, supportive services, evening classes, and online programs you need to be successful in your journey to a new tomorrow. Visit uiu.edu/Des Moines. That's uiu.edu/Des Moines. Upper Iowa University Des Moines, education built for life. Competitive pay, affordable benefits, limitless career opportunities. Cintas is hiring route service sales representatives and production positions at our Grimes and Pleasant Hill facilities. Are you ready to be part of an industry-leading team that helps local businesses get ready for the workday? We offer our employee partners exceptional growth opportunities through career development, training, and more. Ready to learn about a rewarding career at Cintas? Learn more at careers.cintas.com and go wild. Cintas Corporation is an EEO affirmative action employer and will make all employment-related decisions without regard to race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or protected veteran status.
This is Ryan Malone of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
9:30 and counting here in the third. Joe O'Donnell with you from Wells Fargo Arena. My thanks to Alex Hansen back in the 1460 KXNO studios tonight. Is off the rush. The Ice Hogs throw one through the blue paint. That deflected wide. 5-on-5 action. Wild scored first. Ice Hogs have since tied it, of course. Third time this year the Wild have the game's first goal. Second time against the Ice Hogs. Penalty call coming up on Iowa. It is Radish inside the blue line. Off to Luke Johnson. Extra attacker out for the visitors. Johnson casually back to Radish. Now Eric Gustafson. Handing one in the left circle. Peltier bobbled it, got it back. Pitched it free for Gustafson. Now Radish over skating. Kept it alive though for Johnson, right wing boards. Johnson carrying in just above the goal line to Radish. Now Gustafson snapping one, blocked by Cannoni, no whistle yet. Peltier to handle it. Peltier pinned up along the corner, and finally a whistle. And it appears to be the third minor penalty of the game to the Wild's Pat Cannoni as he hustles his way to the penalty box, frustrated with the officiating. 11:25, the time of the call. First power play for the Ice Hogs here in the third. Wild last year, 30 wins against division opponents. This year, just 1-4. We've got Rockford and Milwaukee, both out to great starts. Rockford 5-1, Milwaukee 4-1. Manitoba won today to get the 4-3. Hinestroza, a wrister, blockered away by Svedberg. Power play for the Ice Hogs, their 5th of the game. They'll slice one around the dasher. Hinestroza, the forward, playing the point, kept it alive. Guided one that knuckled loose. Lewis picked it up. He was hammered by Brennan Manel. 100 seconds to go on the power play. Right wing side, Kempf to Hinestroza at the face-off dot. Tried for a goal line pass, spinning with it Dauphin. Shifting it along for Anthony Lewis. Aerial feed to the point, Gustafson. Now to Hinestroza in stride, right circle, a shot, and that caught the glass. Lewis to the carom, bothered. Scooped it free, Gustafson. Cross-ice pass, blocked by Klus, he lost his stick. Puck ricochets into the corner, Hinestroza picks it up. 1:13 to go in the man advantage. Left side, Gustafson firing one in front that was tipped. And Svedberg able to keep it out. Hinestroza now. High slot, Lewis fanned on his pass, but got it there. Gustafson's bid ricocheted off some skates, and it will find its way to center and back into the Ice Hog zone. Halfway through the Ankeny All-State Agency penalty kill. 7.5 to go in the third. Wild and Ice Hogs tied at 1. Rockford leading in shots 25-16. Polka handed one back, Yurko. Kept it coming for Matthew Highmore. Highmore right wing wall, battling there against Carson Susi. Powered it around the dasher, Yurko there to gather, left wing corner from the Ice Hogs vantage point. Back now to the near side it comes, Highmore to the point for Radish. Blue line left side now, Polka. Giving up for Yurko. Behind the back feed, center point, Polka shot blocked. Rao went down, blocked it, ate it up, skates through center and plays it softly down the ice. 20 seconds from now, Canone's out. Ice Hogs gallop ahead, it's Billy Polka pushing the pace. Middle of the surface. Laid it back, Highmore, a right wing feed. Radish over the offensive line. Swung it behind his back for Polka. Tracked there by Colton Beck. It comes to Yurko now. Left wing wall, skating in towards the hash marks. Filter one down low, Highmore had it redirect off him and just wide. Svedberg got a piece of it with his goal stick. Now a wraparound try by Yurko. Denied by the Wild netminder as well. Power play is over. Ice Hogs keep it alive. Polka point shot. Swallowed up by Svedberg, who's been sharp tonight. 6:27 to go in regulation. Still 1-1 from downtown Des Moines. Quick chance to remind you that Wild Hockey, presented by Pop Culture Utopia, Buzzer Billy's, and Dick's Sporting Goods every season starts at Dick's. Draw to the right of Nicholas Svedberg coming up. Ice Hogs win the draw. They fire a shot that trickled around, and Svedberg pulls it underneath them for a halt to play. Well, the Wild hit the road tomorrow, flying down to Tucson. First ever games against the Roadrunners on Friday and Saturday. Both games just after 9 o'clock Central Time on 1460 KXNO. Off the face-off, a penalty call. Ice Hogs had the puck. Is the call on them? It appears it is. And a Wild power play here with 6:20 to go. It's an interference call on number 27, Andreas Martinson. So for as much maligned as the Wild man advantage has been in the early going, a chance here with 6:20 left to possibly take the lead in this 1-1 tie against their Central Division rival Rockford. On the year, the man advantage, 2 goals through 6+ games. 5th opportunity for the Wild here. They win the draw back. Murphy, right circle, Canone charging in, back to Murphy. Did not get to the pass in time as Dauphin dove to block it out the center. Murphy to Canone. Boy, the Ice Hogs' MO has been pressure, pressure, pressure. They're a good skating team, and they are giving the Wild fits as they try and get set up. Murphy to O'Reilly. Over the offensive line, he got crunched. Victor Svedberg back, an easy clear for him. He'll shovel it all the way down the ice. It comes into the trapezoid-shaped area just in the nick of time for Nicholas Svedberg, the Wild goaltender, to play it away from the speedy Hinestroza. Ryan Murphy now to the right wing side for Sam Annis. His aerial pass partially blocked. O'Reilly trying to chase it down. Now Annis prying it free for Canone. Power play sets up here with 1:17 to go in the man advantage. Murphy across the line to Canone. Back to Murphy, a one-timer, hammered it wide. O'Reilly to the carom. On his backhand, trying to center, blocked. O'Reilly's got it again, another feed. It bounced off a body, diving at it. The Ice Hawks couldn't clear. Murphy holds in. Punched it the way of Canoni. Right wing dasher, cross ice, O'Reilly, left circle, had a lane, fake the shot, up top Murphy. Here comes to Canoni now right side. He'll fake a drive, carry it, fire one, rebound for O'Reilly, and he sailed it high and wide. May have hit a body on the way through. It was a vacated net for a moment, and O'Reilly trying from the bottom of the left circle. He couldn't connect. 5 minutes to go in the third. 40 seconds left on the Iowa Lottery power play. Here's Manel, middle of the ice. Dished it off. Mitchell speeding along, tapped it right side for Alex Rant. Fired a shot, and a blocker save made by the netminder, J.F. Berube. Malone down low. Mitchell hounded there immediately, tried to give it back off. Flus pressuring. The Ice Hogs reverse the flow. Grant racing after it, but will have to gather at center. 18 ticks to go on the man advantage. Up ice pass for Mitchell, couldn't gather it cleanly. Ice Hogs cough it back up at center. Klus will pick it up, red line left wing side, try to send it across the grain, block. Dauphin just got it past Grant and out to center ice. Power play about to expire. Ryan Malone leaning on Dauphin, and Laurent Dauphin ends up in a heap. Loose puck, side of the net. Ice Hogs nearly came away with it. Bouncing puck kept in by Radish. Back to full strength hockey for each side now as Grant behind his net. Had some trouble. Klus bailed out the Wild there, stealing off that redirect centering pass. And the Wild sky it back the other way. Acapelli on the stretch pass. Brushed off there by Colton Beck. Giveaway. Look out, Kemp centering one towards the back post, and that was errant. 3:50 to go in the third. Wild and Ice Hogs tied 1-1. Each team with 5 power plays. Each team's come up empty in that department. Shots favoring the Ice Hogs 28-17 as Beck will laser one around the dasher in a foot race. It is Mayhew trying to negate icing. He couldn't. He was partially slowed down at center by Gustafson, who got away with it. And then Gustafson won the foot race by a hair. And fresh bodies onto the ice for Rockford. Crowd of 3,242 on hand here tonight. 32-42 our attendance. The Wild's first midweek game of the campaign. Draw to the left of Nicholas Svedberg. Wild win it back off the glass. Sealer plays it out to center. Snuggerud, the rookie, to Tomas Jurko. Jurko over the offensive line, lost it in a sea of white. O'Reilly, right wing corner, swooped past some trouble, trying to kick it ahead now for the support of Mayhew. Mayhew looking to win a battle, couldn't, following up the play O'Reilly. He couldn't get it out. The Wild have to chase with his goal stick Svedberg around the dasher. Sealer moved it up, not out. Luke Johnson springs it down low. It is Hinostroza. Tough angle try off the equipment of Svedberg. Gathered by Annis for a moment. He'll tuck it past some trouble and jar it off the glass and into the Ice Hog zone. Snuggerud hounded by Birchie. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Wild steal. Centering pass and a shoulder save by the netminder Berube as Annis didn't get much on it. Just trying to flip it up in close quarters. And Berube made the save. Promotional timeout on the ice. 2:48 to go when we come back. Tied at 1 on 1460. KXNO.
You already know the iHeartRadio app lets you take 1460 KXNO with you wherever you go, and that it has all your favorite songs, artists, and radio stations from across the country. But iHeartRadio just got better because now it includes podcasts of your favorite KXNO shows. Hear every hour of The Morning Rush, Murph and Andy, and the Sports Fanatics on your phone, tablet, or computer 24 hours a day. Just open the app and search KXNO or go to iHeartRadio.com.
G&L Clothing is proud to sponsor Iowa Wild Hockey. Since 1917, G&L has specialized in work and casual clothing to fit men of all sizes, regular, big, and tall. Hockey players are tough, and G&L has work clothes and boots that can stand up to the toughest jobs. Great brands like Carhartt, Dickies, Wrangler, Levi's, and more. And footwear from Keen, Timberland Pro, Carolina, and New Balance. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, or shop online at GANDLclothing.com. That's GANDLclothing.com.
This is Ryan Murphy of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
2:48 to go. Joe O'Donnell back here with you. Ice Hogs from here will head home to take on Milwaukee on Friday, Grand Rapids on Saturday, and as I mentioned, the Wild hitting the road tomorrow morning, head to Tucson. 1-1 our score off the draw. The Wild chip one behind the Ice Hogs net. Rockford able to just move it out to center ice. Johnson reaching for it, bothered there by the Wild's Alex Grant. Susi now behind the cage of Svedberg, had his stick lifted for a moment. Cannoni stuck his nose in there. Puck comes around. Victor Svedberg for Rockford's D. Hammers it back down low. Hinestroza got a piece of it. He'll gather, wheel up, and then flip it back down low. Grant hounded by Luke Johnson. Johnson dug it free. Svedberg to the left point for a shot blocked as Mitchell got in that lane. Hinestroza keeps it alive for Rockford. High slot, right circle, Anthony Lewis. Lewis waiting some more, taking a shot that changed directions, but was held out by the left pad of Nicholas Svedberg. Susi now battling in his own zone. Close proximity, a pass for Grant, left wing side Beck. He'll take something off of it, flying it through center. No icing here. Beautiful job by Beck there to take something off that dump in and play it like a curling shot. Just over 100 seconds to play. In his own slot, Brennan Manel off the dasher and back through center. This will come in on, no, it'll go just wide of Berube's net and be icing with 98 ticks to go, still tied at 1. Draw will be to the right of Nicholas Svedberg. O'Reilly will take it, 3 to his left, Sealer to his right. O'Reilly won it back into the corner. Manel will sort up and out to neutral ice. Gustafson skates back with the puck inside his own line, feathered it ahead. It's popped over to the right wing side for Radish. He skates over the offensive line, trying to get past Sealer, couldn't. Manel gathering, twisting it off the dasher, left wing boards Rao. Right into the wheelhouse of Christoph Birchie. Birchie attacking with good speed into the Rockford zone, threw one in front that hit a body, and the Ice Hogs will handle and just guide off the glass and out the center. Manel battling there. He'll be back to handle with 65 seconds to go. Rockford getting a partial line change. Sealer left wing boards onto the tape of Klus. Trying to give and go with Rao. Rao will pick it up, drive it in from center. Victor Svedberg the other way. Broken up by the Wild and neutral ice, and the Ice Hogs regroup. They head man for Kemp, couldn't get it past Susi's reach. Left wing side Klus, a return pass for Jerry Mayhew. Mayhew over the offensive line, bottled up for a moment. Rockford picks it up, they'll pry it out the center. Susi gloved it down, he'll race over the offensive line. Carson Susi faking a shot, skating deep into the offensive zone and then getting shouldered by Svedberg. Puck comes around the boards for Ryan Murphy to gather. Pinching in for the Wild, Murphy makes a safe play back behind the Ice Hogs net. Mayhew escaping some trouble, centering for bonus, it deflected back. Susi a shot, and that hit a body and never got through to Berube. 18 seconds to go, bouncing puck just inside the Wild line, it's Susi to handle. Quickly up for Klus. Over the offensive stripe, left wing boards. Klus trying to muscle one in front. That hit a sea of red and never got through. Billy poking out, trying to get it past Klus. He couldn't. 5 seconds to go, keeping us from overtime. A chance on the slot for Manelli, overskated. And we, for the first time this year, are going to overtime. We'll take a quick break. Just an overtime stoppage here. Back before you know it, 1-1 our score through 60 minutes. Just an overtime break here on 1460 KXNO.
Things just go right when you have the perfect tan from Suntan City, like getting asked out by the lead. Any experience?
This break's only 30. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. Thank you. We hadn't hit an overtime game yet, so I was trying to give you a hint. Thank you.
Your glow? Life's a little shinier.
This is Luke Cunnin of the Iowa Wild, and you're listening to Wild Hockey on 1460 KXNO.
Overtime upon us. 3-on-3 in a 1-1 game. Wild went to overtime 20 times last year. There were 8-7 in overtime affairs. Rockford went to overtime 19 times. Big difference, though, for the Ice Hogs last year. They were 1-9 in overtime games. 1-9. Rockford won a game in a shootout earlier this year, 3-2 at home over Grand Rapids. That kicked off their 3-3 sweep last weekend on October the 20th. So they've been to overtime once, but have not had a game this year decided in overtime. O'Reilly, Rao, Manel start for the Wild from left to right, 3-on-3 hockey, 5 minutes on the clock. The next one's our winner. Ice Hogs have Dauphin with Highmore and Gustafson on the ice. Manel soars one out the center. That's a giveaway. Gustafson plucks it to Highmore. Usually man-on-man here with 3-on-3 hockey. 30 shots for the Ice Hawks, 18 for the Wild. Highmore, left wing feed, Laurent Dauphin. And Dauphin couldn't get a shot off. Manel stripped it away. Rowell will play it towards the middle of the ice. Not much steam on it. And Rockford able to get back on it. Dauphin reversing back as Rockford needs a change. It's Highmore. Rowell's now going to go off and get a fresh body as the Ice Hawks played all the way back to their netminder, Berube. And now all three Wild players can change. That's a big help. Gustafson attacks for Rockford. At the right circle, the Wild off to Yurko. Couldn't slide out in front. Good defensive effort there by Mitchell. It's picked up by David Kemp behind the net of Nicholas Svedberg. Peeled it to the point for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom left point, bothered by Klus. Gave it off to Kemp, and he'll just reset at center. 1:10 now expired in overtime. No shots for either side as Yurko gets the Jets going. Working on Murphy. Yurko slipped past the check. He scores. Tomas Yurko, high glove side. It's his second of the year. It's the overtime winner. And Rockford claims a 2-1 win here at Wells Fargo Arena. So a point for the Wild, but the division leaders keep on churning. It's their 4th straight win. And that's why Tomas Yurko is such a special player at this level. You give him a little bit of space, and he's an individual talent. He bought some real estate. Mitchell and Murphy were out there trying to close on him. He had just enough of a lane to push it ahead past the Wild D. Grabbed it and ripped it top shelf. Kemp and Dahlstrom get the helpers on the overtime game winner. So Yurko's second of the year in overtime. Wins it for Rockford, and they take their second straight of the season series against the Wild. Time of the goal, 1:16. We're back after this with the Jim Beam Vanilla post-game show. Wild fall 2-1 in overtime on 1460 KXNO.
Family owned and in business since 1981, Bob's Tools is a proud sponsor of your Iowa Wild. Bob's Tools carries a full line of Occidental leather tool bags, construction tools, hand tools, power tools, air compressors, fasteners, toolboxes, and much more. With brands like DeWalt, Klein, Hitachi, and Milwaukee, Bob's Tools can help you hammer out your job. So come see us today, 1493 East Army Post Road in Des Moines. Call us at 515-287-7542 or shop online at Bob.